I mean, it feels like I say this every year, but hard to believe it's October, and then basketball is getting ready to start, and this is an exciting time for us, and this is a team and a season that I'm really excited for it. I think our guys are too. I think for a couple of years, we've worked really hard to lay a foundation and try to build a program moving forward for the things that we think are going to be long lasting in our program. Basically things like a work ethic, commitment to academics, which all of our returning guys had a 3.0 in the last spring semester. Every young person's graduated, has finished their eligibility here in the last 2 years, and some of those things. And due to just basketball and life and unforeseen circumstances, had to abandon some of the basketball stuff last year to try to find a way to survive a little bit. And obviously had a couple very special players and Dominique and Devin that we were able to work with for 2 years. And so, this really, in a lot of ways to us, even though it's year 3, as a staff, feels like the first year, just because of, the level of depth and athleticism that we have, and the fact that, we kind of feel like we're with the basketball part of it anyway, we're back to square one with trying to really instill our style of play and the kind of things that we think are going to give us an opportunity long term to be successful here. And so from that standpoint, it's really exciting. I think we're going to be a different team than we've been the last 2 years. Obviously we don't have one standout guy that we know on any given night is capable of not just 20 but a 30-point plus outburst. And then yet that being said, we also feel like we're going to be more balanced and more athletic and deeper than we've been. There is not as much experience as maybe would be your choice, if you could. And at the same time, I think it's exciting that, with the exception of Sam, who's been terrific for us the last 2 years, this is a group of young men that has, bought into coming here to turn a program around and grow a program and help us continue to get better and compete on a high level. And so, I think that part of it is really exciting. And, we're moving forward with that with things like our schedule. Our schedule is just as strong, if not potentially stronger, than it was last year when it was top 30 in the country overall. And, so I think all of those things are good, and we've got a lot of positives to build on. And again, as I said, in some ways things are new, and it kind of feels like year one. And so from that standpoint, it's really exciting, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and I think this team will be a work in progress. But they're going to be a fun group to work with, and they're going to be a really, really fun group for everybody to watch.
Coach, a lot's been made of, I guess you guys started at the number ones in the fall with the athletic department, Kentucky, Arizona State, Alabama last weekend. Is that something you now try to instill in your guys? This department as a whole is just really coming along, we got to keep moving forward?
Well, I mean, I think so much of that is a mentality, believing that you can do it. And, I think that the more success that everybody at our university has, the better off it is for all of us, and the easier it is for any coach to say to their team, hey, look at what this team has done, or this is the kind of program that we can be. And, that's kind of been our mantra from day one. We're in the best athletic league in the country, and, I don't know why you would play unless you're trying to win your league. And if you can win this league, you're as good as anybody in the country. And so, I think that's a mentality that is permeating our entire athletic department and university. And I think you have to, credit Eric Hyman for that, and credit our, all of our coaches, that have seen progress and that are growing their programs.
Darrin, one of the things that Devin was best at was creating his own shot. Who of the new guys or the returnees seems to be the best to be that shot creator when he gets the ball in his hands?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it's all said and done, that's a strength that is most crucial. When you get to certain points in games, and there's no question Devin was about as good as there is at that. I think that we've got a lot of guys in their own way are capable of doing that. I don't know that I would single anyone out right now. I don't know that we have one like him as an individual talent, as we talked about earlier. But again, in some ways, the danger of collectively knowing that there's 3 or 4 dudes that can, is something that for me as a coach is exciting.
Darrin, does Ramon's injury put you guys back at all?
No. I mean, we'll continue moving forward. I mean, one of the reasons you recruit talent, recruit depth is, that you throw another guy in and you keep moving. I think it's a setback for him, for sure. And I think, early on it, leaves us without one more guy on the perimeter that did have some SEC experience, played some big games, and was pretty daggone good down the stretch last year. But in terms of us, moving forward and doing what we want to do and play the way we want to play, it's not going to affect that at all.
During the severity of Ramon's injury, will he be able to do any light running? I mean, through that whole 4 to 6 week period, or is he pretty much just got to sit down?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't want to play doctor, but I think it could be 4 to 6. And that's all determined based on how quickly it heals. Maybe he's in the cast a few. Maybe it's more than that, and then. Then how does he progress once he's out? And I don't know that there's any real way to know that. But, obviously while he's in the cast, he can't do anything.
I'm sure you have a concept of what this team's going to look like, but will you really know until you see him in a game, especially when you guys have just got how it all works together?
Yeah, no, probably not. And I think that's the exciting thing, Travis, is that, we know how we want to play in general, but putting that together so it's its best, it's really going to be determined through hours of practice and through, some game competition and seeing how guys respond. I've got a phrase we use, it's called 3 o'clock shooter. I don't need guys that can make shots at 3 o'clock and be able to make it at 7 when the lights are on. And just all of those kind of things, we probably won't know for a few months, maybe even heading into SEC play. But again, for us, that's something that's exciting. And it's a better problem to have as a coach to feel like you have some talent and depth and guys that can do some things, as opposed to knowing exactly what you have and you just don't feel like you have enough. And so, we'll take the challenge that we have over the other.
Coach, I asked this question with Hakeem and Ramon specifically in mind. Have you noticed in your experience a certain year where the player really flourishes the most, freshman, sophomore, junior? What do you
in
expect?
terms of their growth or just overall performance?
No, performance.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so many factors play into that. I think it's a great question. I do think you see maybe the most growth between freshman and sophomore years, just because freshmen, everything is new. Everything. I mean, going to class the way they go to class is new. The challenges of practice. I mean, everything. So I think you see a lot of growth during that time frame for sure. I don't know that any one year in particular has been a standout year for guys. I think there's probably too many factors that go into that to be able to decide. But normally there's a lot of growth. We tell our freshmen all the time when we're frustrated with them, the best thing about them is that they'll become sophomores one day. So hopefully that'll happen for those guys.